Okay. Let's see about this bevy-supabase stuff. This sounds good. Cargo add bevy-supabase. Might be an underscore. Probably is an underscore. Nope. Is it just called supabase? Surely not. Self-hostable or BaaS. Bevy as a service? No. What is BaaS? All right. What is the name of the package? More to the point. It is bevy-supabase. Why couldn't I find it? That's weird. But anyway, maybe it's not released yet, so I'll just have to install it from here. Git. Let's try that. See if it complains about anything. So we know we're going to use a plugin. And we'll try... I don't think we'll use real-time. If we're going to use bevy-supabase, we won't use real-time. I think what we'll do instead is we'll follow their example, except we'll transpose it into this plugin. So, I need to get rid of all this stuff. And we can add the system, but we also need to add plugins. And it's going to be Supabase plugin. Sounds right to me. API key isn't needed for local, really. Oh, it's bevy_supabase. There we go. And we can get rid of real time if we didn't already. Yeah, get rid of that. Looks reasonable. Yeah. Not sure about their endpoint. Oh, no, that's right. That's the API URL. But is that the real-time? Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. So I don't need the key, really? I thought you did. I was under that impression. Well, it's there if we need it anyway. And we got build login screen. Don't care about that too much. Evaluate callbacks. Ooh, this has got all kinds of things going on. It's going to take a bit of figuring out. Definitely going to take some time to figure out. So I don't see the reaction to Postgres that I was hoping to see. The real-time stuff. Because that would be good. Evaluate callbacks. What does that do? So the query has entity and callback. What is a callback? What is a callback? Do we have some kind of type that we have created to represent a callback? Because so far I don't see it. All right, what's going on here? What's going on here? Oh, here we go. It's a component containing a system ID. What's the system ID? Almost obligatory for a backend system, Lamau. All right, ECS system ID. Interesting. I did not know that was a thing. Okay. Update. Tick debounce timers, trigger buttons on click, evaluate callbacks. Chain. All right. Do login. Register system, do login. I don't really need to log into anything, as far as I know. Maybe... This is definitely going to take some figuring out. But therein lies the fun. I just want to see the real-time stuff. Reacting to table changes and all that good stuff. Insert callback, manifest do login. So the callback is a component in the ECS. Huh. Confusing. On each callback, we're doing a commands entity remove triggered, commands run system callback 0. So basically we take the system. Okay, all right, I'm with you now. We put the callback into a component, and then when it gets triggered, we run whatever's inside the component. Huh. I guess I don't hate that idea. It's interesting. So I guess my question is, how do I make that happen in response to a Postgres change? He may not have even gotten to this part yet. Let's have a look. Actually, let's search for Postgres. Oh, it's being indexed. Of course it is. I haven't seen that from GitHub before. Oh yeah, here we go. Postgres. Oh yeah, that's their other thing. There is a real-time plugin. So what can I do with the real-time plugin? Update real-time access token. Client O set access token, auth access token, clone. All right. So I have a Bevy real-time client. What is Bevy real-time? Wait a minute. Does he have a whole separate crate called Bevy real-time? What is going on? Bevy-supabase. Pumpkin game. What is going on here? Pumpkin game. I threw this together for a YouTube short. Oh man, this guy looks very interesting. Interesting and fun. Okay, so is there such a thing as a Bevy real time? No. Okay, so where does this person work? Who do they work for? Can I go work there? Okay. All right, so Bevy real-time isn't a thing. Let's look in their cargo. Maybe they just have a separate crate within this. Yeah, maybe. Bevy real-time. Yeah, crates, Bevy real-time. Okay, cool. So, crates, Bevy real-time. Examples. Hooray! Postgres. Nice. Postgres payload event. Postgres forwarder. Postgres changes it. Yes, perfect. Okay, great. Event reader X Postgres event. Change. Nice. Okay, perfect. This is exactly what we need. Okay, so can I only import this part without getting the whole Supabase client? Because this is the bit I need, I do believe. I do believe it. I believe it. Yeah. Pretty sure that this is what I want. So for example, if I were to add plugins default, add real-time plugin, yeah. And let client, real-time client builder to sync. Local and non-key, yes, okay, right, perfect. Okay, use Bevy real-time, yes. Yes, perfect. Okay, now we're cooking. Now we are cooking. But hang on, does it export Bevy real-time? Or do I have to start the Supabase plugin? And then use parts of that. Because that's what I really want, is Bevy Realtime. Do you export this though? Bevy-supabase. If we look at their lib, use blah blah blah, use Bevy Realtime plugin. Pub use Bevy Realtime. Yeah, there you go, as real-time client. Okay, so can I do, for example, wait, is there a real-time plugin? The pub use is what matters, right? That's what exposes it to the rest of the real-time endpoint. Okay. So, my real-time endpoint is what? If I look at config, oh, wrong config. What is the real-time endpoint? It's this. Real-time endpoint. Don't know if I necessarily need that. Let's try that. Okay, so now I can get a real-time client builder, maybe. I know I can get a real-time client. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Let's go here, let's go here. No. Let's go crates, Bevy Realtime, examples, Postgres. Question is if I'm going to be able to import some of these types directly. So this is very similar to what I'm already doing. Let client, real-time client build a new, store listener endpoint, a non-key, set heartbeat interval, connect to sync. We'll just comment that out for now. App add plugins, real-time plugin. Am I going to be able to get away with that? Let's try it. Oh, the client needs to exist already. Okay, so this actually has to happen here. Which is something I don't normally do, having a lot of code in that build function. So what happens if we try and do it? App add plugins, real-time plugin. It already knows about it. Why is it already in scope? Client. Curious as to why that's in a tuple, but apart from that, no such fields, you say. Oh, right. I've got one here. That's why. Okay. Okay, so that would be real-time. Let's just call it RT plugin for now, just to disambiguate it. Okay. So we can't do that. Where do I get the plugin? Can I not use it? Can I use bevy-supabase real-time? Don't think this is going to work this way. Unless I can install the crate from here. But I don't know that that's going to work. And I don't think this is going to work. Is there a prelude? Oh, I just realized the I just realized that both sides, I just realized the overlay is also printing the chat messages. So it does work using real time in this way. That's really funny. But we should take all this out. It won't work anyway since we removed the library. Just going to see if I can get some Rust Analyzer action coming back again. Because it ain't working right now. I'm just not quite sure how I refer to the underlying types. We might need to do another build. Ah, yeah. Interesting. So you refer to it as bevy-supabase in the program, but in cargo, it's got to be a dash. That's confusing. Okay, so no prelude. Cool. And I assume I can't do this. Yeah, it's not exposed. Damn. So in that case, how do I get the types out of, how do I get to where I need to get to using the Supabase plugin rather than the real-time plugin? Or am I supposed to install the real-time part of it just directly from here? Confusing. I think maybe I am. I think maybe I'm supposed to do something like this. What do we think about that? Oh. Well, it almost seems a little bit happier about that, but I don't know. Let's just try a quick build. Oh, I think Rust Analyzer is kind of blocked right now. Just trying to catch up. We might actually put it out of its misery and just do a straight build. Spurious network error. Interesting. Okay. Failed to fetch into network failures. So I guess you can't do that because it would be a blob, right? So maybe it's not really designed to be installed that way. It does have a cargo terminal. It uses real-time RS, it uses Sir Jason and Tokyo. Hey Flavius Kid, how you doing? We're having fun and games with bevy-supabase. Or at least we're trying to. Oh wait, bevy-supabase real-time. Wait a minute. Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't think this is really ready for release yet, but we're going to play with it anyway. Because I want to be able to use that stuff, and if I have to do it using the Supabase plugin rather than the real-time plugin, I guess I can. Oh, you're second at work. That's terrible. There's no worse situation. I'm all right. I had to go into the office today, and I don't particularly enjoy that. Traipsing all the way in and all the way back, but I'm all right. I'm soothing myself with Rust. Sorry you have to work when you're sick. Do they not give you sick leave? I wonder if it's exposed in some way that I can use. Or a real-time plugin, new. I see. So the Supabase plugin already adds the real-time plugin. I get everything basically. They said that for a cold, there's no reason to. That's so wrong. Man, you should stay home for colds. You just infect everybody and then you end up with more sick leave. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, man. Update. Real-time access token. I see. So it provides a little interface for you to pass it your token, but then how do you use it? Is there maybe a branch where it does? Maybe that's what they want, everybody to get sick and stay home so the production stops. Wow. That's pretty dark. Oh, look at that. My chat stopped again. Wonder why it does that. Seems to happen after you do an insert on the user table. I have to figure that out. Okay, let's see if... Oh, I do. It's currently, instead of it being a DOM animated GIF, it's the avatar. The overlay is running it now. We fixed that last night, but the overlay's broken, so it's disappeared. He's not really my avatar. He's just a little game character from my game, but I figure he can be like a little stream companion. I do have a camera, but I just don't have it turned on right now. But yeah, he'll be back in a minute, I think. So let's see. We need the real-time thing. So let's go back to using, instead of bevy real-time, or hang on, could I, that's what was failing, right? That one wasn't building. Yeah. So we'll take that out. We'll put bevy-supabase back in. Like so. And we get real-time back. This needs to be bevy-supabase. Supabase plugin. And then change this back to Supabase. It's getting a little bit better. Instead of that, we'll do this. What's the thing we're supposed to set? Endpoint, right? And we'll let it set its own real-time endpoint. don't think that's supposed to have a comma. No, you're right. We'll get this, put it down here. And we only want that to run once. Now, let's see here. Probably going to want to get the client. And see how to update its real-time method. Its real-time token. And I think it's called update real-time access token. How do I get the client? It's in a res real-time client. Okay. I wonder if I can access that directly. An auth res session. Maybe it's doing it for itself. Oh, this is complicated. I'm not quite sure. Because I only need the real-time part. I don't need the other parts at all. I wonder if I rebuild this, if it'll come back to its base state. No, we're still having trouble. No real-time plugin. What? Oh, right. At the moment, it's just called RT plugin, but we'll come up with a better name. Okay, let's try that again. Still having problems. Where? Oh, I just built it, right. Runtime panic. Why? Resource requested by Bevy HTTP client does not exist. Huh. Okay. Are you quite certain about that? Endpoint. HTTP 127.0.0.1.54321. I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking for. Are the containers running? Supabase status. Yep. Oh, wait. Stop services. Oh, no. Still running. Oh, the bevy go true session does not exist. Okay, let's look at their example some more. Maybe we'll figure this out. API key and endpoint. Maybe I was supposed to set the API key after all. Yeah, this thing. Nope, still panics. Oh boy. HTTP client setting does not exist. It panics at system param rs. bevy-supabase. Okay. Am I supposed to put it in? What are the other setup things I need to do? Oh, HTTP client plugin. Right. I need that. Which I think is also from here, right? It's forked. Why is it forked? Okay, let's just assume bevy HTTP client is what we want. And then we'll go okay. See if we can get it to run now. All right, that's more promising. And he's back. All right, cool. Helpful. So all we needed was an HTTP client plugin. Hey, how's it going?
Are you warm enough?
Yeah, I'm good.
Me too.
Okay. All right. Now, let's have a think about this. Presumably, we still need to provide it with the store key. So can I get but actually, do we? If we look at the source for it, we have wrong lab. Shite platformer. Deep story, multiple endings. Uses powerful tooling. Pause menu. All right, Supabase. Lib. Set up API key. Real-time is initialized with an API key, so not needed here. Update real-time access token. But this is not a pub function, so it's not something I would call. Ooh, confused. Confused. Why don't I pass it the local token? Yeah, I don't know. All right, so given that there is a real-time client and it creates one for me with a real-time plugin, how do I get access to it? How do I actually specify the handlers that I want? Oh, so confused. So very confused. Let's go back to our example and just line by line dissect it until we understand. This callback system ID thing is interesting to me. I think that might be where we get our Postgres callbacks. Set up build login screen chain. Evaluate callbacks. Query at a mute, that's interaction option with button with callback without triggered. Okay. Do login. So this is just a login built within the application. This is nothing to do with Supabase. So how do I get the real-time stuff to happen? I don't think I do, not with this one. Not with this example. So if I go to bevy-supabase crates, bevy real-time, examples, then I get the Postgres example. But how do I actually use it? I know that I've got a real-time client that's already on the Supabase thing. It's a plugin within Supabase plugin. So maybe I can query for it. This is my theory. Add Postgres event. Hello. Add Postgres event. This is new. Can I just do that? Or do I have to have more going on first? That would be cool. I don't think I'm going to be able to just do that. Yeah, no. All right, so maybe the API for this isn't built yet. Excuse me. Add Postgres event X Postgres event channel builder. This is public. And it has a payload. So all of this plugin is instantiated from Supabase because we can see it here. So we know it exists. We add a resource, which is the Supabase client. Update real-time access token, which it does. But how do I get to the Postgres goodness from the Supabase client? Or doesn't that exist yet? It's a glue plugin for GoTrue, Auth, and Postgres. I mean, I could just yank the Bevy real-time crate and use it like within my own overlay, but that just doesn't seem like quite the right approach. The channel is, the client is a ResMute client. And this type is a what? It's a Bevy GoTrue source client. What does bevy-supabase do and how does it help me? So Twitch is pumping out a bunch of events all the time that it sends over an interface called event sub, which is like a pub sub kind of setup where something happens and I get notified that it happens because I'm listening to all the events. When that happens, I have this chunk of code here, which apparently is not working for some reason, which writes the events to the database, which is a Postgres database, but it's modified by a thing called Supabase. And what Supabase does is it lets me listen to changes in the database. So if someone writes a message, I can send a little notification to all of the programs on my system that are listening to the database, and they can act on that message. One of the things it does is just notice that the ads are about to start, for example, or welcome people that have followed. But I would also like it to notify my overlay when things happen so that I can make the overlay animate and do little notifications and things. Eventually write games with it. But I have to get it to talk to it. And it isn't right now. And also my overlay keeps breaking. I wonder if real time's off. Nope, it's all enabled. Interesting. Keeps dying. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. We will find out. Now, it could be that this crate is just a little bit too immature for me to use it. So it's a bit like a bot that notifies and reacts to certain events. Yeah, it's like if you rewrote what I think Streamalabs does from scratch. So Streamalabs lets you hook into different events within the Twitch event list and do changes based on those events. So yeah, I'm just doing that, except homegrown. But I need to be able to listen to it from within the Bevy game engine. And that's where this crate comes in, except I think it's still very much a work in progress. I just need to know how to provide events for this real-time plugin to listen to. Wonder if there are any branches on this. Nope. Because I know how to write the events, I know how to react to the events. I just need to know how to wire up Bevy and the database now. I can select what events to listen to or react. Yeah, like right now, the only things it knows about are the ad start event, the message event, the subscription event, and the follow event. So yeah, there's about, I don't know, there's 100 of them. I haven't counted. So we create a real-time plugin, and that probably creates its own resources. So let's operate under that assumption. Yeah, it's a start. it's the first of many, right? What I think about at the moment is I'm just paying my dues. I'm learning how to do all of this stuff and getting comfortable with it, and hopefully being able to contribute to some of these libraries to make them better. But first I got to get kind of fluent with it and comfortable with it. Oh, it's looking for that. Supabase local and non-key. So I don't imagine that you can change that. So the fact that I have populated Eloquent Robot Store Key is not going to be very useful. So we can change that for starters. And then it adds a system for startup. It adds systems. EVR Postgres. And it adds a Postgres event. I wonder if X Postgres event is just an example. Because if it is, then we are not ready for prime time yet. But I could maybe do a pull request to this library and see if I could get it working for my purposes. I mean, the last commit was 3 days ago, so test press key. Postgres forwarder, X Postgres event. Postgres changes event all. I see. Yeah, this is totally an example. But you wouldn't be able to do this using the Supabase client. So let's look at the source for the lib and see what it actually makes available. Or the plugin itself, because the plugin is what gets actually created. It connects to the client and it inserts the client as a resource. Update presence track, presence untrack, build channels. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start an issue here because he was really friendly and helpful with the other question I had for him. So let's see if we can get some communication happening. Using real-time features. Hi, me again. Just been reading through things and I'd love to help / use this library, but I have a few initial questions. Mostly, I only need the real-time portion of this. I wonder if it would be worth exporting more types from Bevy real-time to facilitate folks who just need to react to Postgres changes. Alternatively, do you have a quick example, even rough, of using bevy-supabase to listen to table changes? I see it adds a real-time plugin, but I'm thinking maybe the API to talk to that might not be cooked yet. Don't worry, not expecting miracles or lots of free work. But if I can maybe get a start, I could kick in with PRs as I work on my bevy stuff. Yeah, that seems reasonable. It was super helpful when I had a question about real-time RS. He basically said, because I was confused about error handling, because the way I did it seemed really dumb. And he commented that he was having similar problems. But yeah, he's writing the Bevy plugin on top of this crate. Yeah, so we'll see, I guess. We will see. Maybe he can maybe he can point me in the right direction, which will be good. In the meantime, it's almost 9 p.m. and I'm kind of buggered. So I am going to raid out to... Been raiding bees a lot. But I think I will anyway, just to say hi to him. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you soon.